This is it. We talked about in the last episode how there is never really a good time, or at the very least a fun time, to end a series like this, especially when you have so many promising young talents in the minors that have yet to make it to the show. That said, if there were to ever be a good time to end a series like this, it would be right here and right now, hopefully off the back of a victory in the World Series. We take on Baltimore in our first ever appearance, and it's either we win and end on the ultimate high note or we lose, which I have to admit might be a little bit fitting for this series in terms of our core group of players not exactly living up to their full potential. That's kind of been the story up to this point, the past few seasons. 3 straight postseason appearances, never making it to the ALCS until this year. And now here we are, 4 wins away from winning the whole damn thing. As far as the rotation is concerned, of course, Carrasco, and Rodriguez have been leading the way. We'll see whether or not Lord or Martin end up getting any other chances at this point. Chris Velez is probably the one man I trust in the bullpen outside of Will Vincent, but I am very intrigued to see what Baltimore is looking like at this point. Oh boy. Okay. Mixed bag of emotions here, and you might notice who's at the end of that bullpen rotation. We start off with the starting rotation, which is quite strong. Jesse Arias, perhaps, but Jesse Arias, the 33-year-old, struggled a bit this season with a 19-15 record and a 4.37 ERA. Roberto Valdez, the 28-year-old, 3.53 ERA, 10-8 record, had a decent enough regular season. Andres Sanchez, the 27-year-old, not the best season, but not terrible. Came over midseason through from Texas. Winston Medina had a much better season this year with Baltimore than he had with us last year. That is for sure. And Alan Haskett, the 25-year-old, had a great debut season for the Orioles. From there, though, we get to that bullpen, and that's where it gets interesting. You start off with Paul Lopez, who did have 151 innings of work, and he was phenomenal this season. It's kind of surprising to see him in the bullpen. You have Sam Wallace, who was not as good, but not horrific. And then we get to 2 of the 3 very interesting and very low-rated players in this bullpen. Yaxel Rios, I guess it would be, the 38-year-old, not great. Alexis Rivero, the 37-year-old, was tremendous through 55 innings worth of work. You get to Brian Kimbrell, one of 2 setup men, both lefties, but the 30-year-old Canadian was okay this year, nothing too special. Jeffrey Springs, the 39-year-old, was pretty bad. And then Bruce Boyle. He finally gets what he wants, and that is to be a closer on a good team. Put up 46 saves this past season. Again, the issue with him was trying to make space for others, trying to free up a bit of money, and the fact that he had a tendency to kind of screw it up in the playoffs. We'll see if that tendency went with him to Baltimore or if he left it behind here. Overall, do we have the advantage? I would say so, but that hasn't meant much throughout the history of this series. Our lineup, of course, is set in stone. You know the names, you know the faces. But Baltimore at this point... Oh my goodness, another old face. Glenn Huff has spent the past 2 seasons away. He went to the Mets and then midway through the season gets traded to Baltimore. Finished the year with 24 home runs and 74 RBIs, nearly a 300 average. I didn't want to get rid of Glenn Huff, but he was one of those players where we had to make room for the likes of Tom Lau, Archie May, the 82 overall. Very, very good seasons since leaving, at least in terms of the average and the on-base. He was a good player here, and he's only gotten better since leaving. Vander Samuel Franco, 91 overall, 25 home runs, 89 RBIs on the season. Very strong player there. 98 overall catcher Lawrence Nomo, the 33-year-old Japanese superstar. 26 home runs, 91 RBIs, a 3.16 average. That's the elite catcher, no disrespect, Shipman, that we missed in the series. Carlos Salazar at first. The 25-year-old, his rookie season was great, though. 25 home runs, 86 RBIs, 244 average. Big-time power hitter for them. Jake Berger at third, the 35-year-old, played his first full season this year, but hit 20 home runs, hit 79 RBIs, had a 264 average. Calvin Mitchell in left, the 33-year-old, 20 home run guy, 70 to 80 RBIs per season. Very strong player for them. Everson Pereira from Venezuela, of course, played basically his first full season. 18 home runs, 77 RBIs. J.J. Peck at second out of the Dominican. His first, his second or third full season, actually, on and off there. Not the strongest at the plate. And then if they run a DH, odds are it'll be Sam Medeiros, second baseman. Played his first full season with the Orioles this year. On the bench, they have Carson Kelly, Marlon Paxton, Nick Schnell, and Doug Hedrick. Do we have the advantage in terms of the lineup? Do we have the advantage in general? I'd like to think so. Could I see them get the job done? Could I see them beat us? Unfortunately, yeah. They are the 20 rated team, 20th ranked. We, of course, were first. It all comes down to this. That's all you can say. Are we good enough? Should we win right here and right now? Yeah, we should. But there's no guarantee. It's been that way throughout this entire series. We end up being the best team in the majors. We beat Philadelphia 3-1. We beat San Francisco 4-1. We have home field. Let's do this. The World Series gets underway. I'm so tempted to jump in and see what happens, but let's save a little bit of time. I don't need a cutscene to tell me what a big moment this is. This is the pinnacle for this series. Let's do this. The goal was to take the Reds, turn them back into a winner, and we're just 4 wins away from doing just that. Joseph Dye will get the start against Arias, the 91 overall, who struggled in his first appearance. It looks like Carrasco will draw Roberto Valdez, which could be a very tough matchup, but Dye has been phenomenal this postseason. As far as the lineup is concerned, still worried about the likes of Marlon Pugh, and again, someone like Tom Lau has been phenomenal this postseason. Oh, it's a tough call, though, too. I think we'll leave Quinlan leadoff. I'm going to keep Edwards. Actually, it doesn't really matter who's second because they'll be pissed off about not being where they are. So I think we will go with Quinlan. Let's go with Lau, perhaps. I'm not entirely sure on that front. Bloom at that 216, 265, 286 for Vasquez, 286 for Edwards. It's a really tough call here, I gotta be honest. Because I want somebody who's done, you know what, we're going to put Edwards back in the 2 spot. And I think, I gotta be honest, I'm going to put Lau in that 3 spot. He's been amazing. We're going to go with Lau, Vasquez, Archie May. I can't believe I'm considering doing this, but again, I want to reward the players who have gotten us to this point. And when you look at someone like Ramon Vasquez, you can't tell me that he or Archie May don't deserve to be in over Bobby Bloom or Marlon Pugh, who, yeah, if they hit the ball, they've done very well this postseason, but that's been a pretty big if. So we are going to have Quinlan, Edwards, 2 righties in a row with Lau and Vasquez, and then lefty-righty all the way back down the lineup. So it's going to be May, Bloom, Pugh, and Shipman towards the bottom half of the lineup. Let's see what happens. What's the worst that can happen, right? We know throughout this entire lineup, players can get the job done. It's just a matter of whether or not they do. Glenn Huff steps up, 3 home runs this postseason. Talk about if they hit the ball, they do well. Great example as Joseph Dye ends up walking him. A strikeout of Franco. What about Nomo? Double play, and we are out of it. Good start there for Dye. Quinlan with the leadoff double. I'm not going to play small ball. I'm not going to do it. Edwards. Yes, let's go. Runners at the corners for Tom Lau. No outs. Fielder's choice. Vasquez into a double play. And a massively wasted opportunity there early on for us. And Salazar hits a solo shot to kick things off in the top of the second. And that is what we deserve. Now back-to-back singles, and Dye is in trouble. We get a double play. Medeiros walks. Arias flies out. We get out of that situation with only 1 run allowed, but big time moment there for us to waste a chance to score a run. They immediately take advantage as 3, if not our big 3, all go down in order. Solo shot for the former Red, Glenn Huff. Oh boy. Oh boy, as we end up getting out of that half of the inning. 2-0 now Baltimore. Shipman pops out. Dye strikes out. Quinlan flies out, and we're in a little bit of trouble. Schnell with a leadoff walk. Berger strikes out. Madero singles. Arias strikes out. Huff walks. Bases loaded for Franco, who singles home 2 runs. It's 4-0. I'm going to let Dye try to get out of this. Nomo walks. Dye's done. Not the player that we're used to seeing. Let's bring on Richie Burnett. He strikes out Salazar. It is 4-0 Baltimore as they get to Dye, and we have not been able to really get our offense going outside of 1 instance in the 2nd inning where we completely wasted the opportunity. Edwards with the leadoff single. Lau into a fielder's choice. Vasquez strikes out. Archie May strikes out. Needless to say, I'm worried. Let's see what Richie Burnett can do here. Gives up a 1-out single to Schnell. Strikes out the follow-up batter. Medeiros grounds out. We go to the bottom of the 5th, down by 4. Bloom with a leadoff single. Pugh with the 2-run shot. That is what we need out of Marlon Pugh. It's a 2-run game. Shipman walks. Burnett bunts him over. Quinlan walks. Edwards with 2 on, 1 out into a double play. Wasted opportunity there, but we are back in this game now, only down by 2. Let's see here. Arias leads off. He grounds out. Huff grounds out. Franco strikes out. Well done by Burnett. Lau leads off the bottom of the 6th with a ground out. Vasquez singles. Archie May into a double play. Double play ball has been devastating for us in this game. Burnett will stay in for now. Nomo lines out. Salazar walks. Mitchell pops out. And Schnell strikes out. Well done, Richie Burnett. As Bobby Bloom steps up, strikes out. Marlon Pugh flies out. Shipman strikes out. We go to the top of the 8th, still down by 2. It's anybody's game at this point. Berger flies out. Medeiros singles. Arias strikes out. Huff strikes out. They're keeping Arias in, and I don't blame them. As we do have to pinch hit Burnett here. Let's bring on Cabrera. Alexis Cabrera strikes out. Quinlan strikes out. Edwards singles. Lau doubles, and the runner gets thrown out at home. Another wasted opportunity as we head to the top of the 9th. Let's bring on Chris Velez to face Franco. He walks him. Nomo into a double play. Salazar pops out. Into the bottom of the 9th we go. Arias looking for that complete game. More than likely. Vasquez. It's Bruce Boyle. I had a feeling. Vasquez grounds out. Archie May grounds out. Bobby Bloom grounds out. Arias gets the job done. Bruce Boyle with his 4th save of the postseason. And we drop that first game to Baltimore in very frustrating fashion as unfortunately Joseph Dye, the magic looks to have worn off and the offense just wasted so many opportunities. Tried trusting them rather than going with small ball, and it did not benefit us there, unfortunately. We go to game 2. It'll be Carrasco against Valdez. Very tough matchup for us, but we'll see what we can do. And then lineup-wise, I don't know. I genuinely don't. I might just stick with the best version of the lineup that we have and hope for the best. I gotta be honest. I think that's what we'll do. So we're gonna go Quinlan, Edwards, Bloom, Pugh, May, Vasquez, Lau, and Shipman. Let's do it. Second game of this series, the World Series. Glenn Huff walks to start things off. Franco strikes out. Nomo strikes out. Salazar into a fielder's choice, and we get out of it. Can the offense get going early? The answer is no. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Valdez. Mitchell with a leadoff single. Grounds into a double play. Berger with a walk. Madero strikes out to follow up. Can the offense get going? Marlon Pugh, if he hits the ball, it goes well. Solo shot, and we have our first lead in this series. Archie May grounds out. Vasquez strikes out. Lau with a 2-out walk. Shipman pops out, though, to end the inning. As Carrasco strikes out Valdez to start. Huff strikes out. Franco grounds out. Well done from Steve Carrasco, who will just have bunt, and he reaches on an error. Beautiful. Quinlan walks. I can't risk the double play. Sack bunt to move him over. Sack fly from Bloom to drive in Carrasco is successful. We are up 2-0. Now with Quinlan at second, 2 outs. Here's Marlon Pugh. He flies out, but had to play small ball there. Didn't want to risk it. Nomo leads off with a ground out. Salazar strikes out. Mitchell grounds out. Well done from Carrasco thus far. Archie May flies out. Vasquez grounds out. Lau in a ground out as well. So we go to the 5th inning. Carrasco gives up a leadoff single to Schnell. Strikes out Berger. Medeiros moves the runner over on a sac bunt. Brings up the pitcher Valdez against Schnell. And he flies out. Carrasco only 2 hits allowed now through 5 innings of work. Shipman leads off with a fly out. We'll bunt with Carrasco just to avoid any kind of craziness. And Quinlan grounds out as well. 2-0 through 5 innings. As again, Glenn Huff starts off an inning with a single. Franco with a follow-up single, and we're in a little bit of trouble here. Nomo strikes out. Salazar walks, bases loaded, 1 out for Calvin Mitchell, who strikes out. Same situation, 2 outs for Nick Schnell, and he goes into a fielder's choice. And we get out of that disastrous situation, still up by 2, as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Edwards grounds out to lead off. Bloom and Pugh, nothing doing. I'm going to leave Carrasco on, but the first sign of concern, he's out of there. Berger strikes out. Medeiros strikes out. The pitcher Valdez is pinch hit for, so Valdez's day is done. That is huge news for us because technically we only have 1 hit, but we're up 2-0. Pereira strikes out as we'll be facing the 68, 67 rated Yaxel Rios. Archie May with a solo shot. Oh, that may have been a game-losing mistake from Baltimore. A leadoff solo shot from May. It's 3-0. Vasquez singles. Lau walks. Shipman, 3-run home run. Henry Shipman, 6-0. And that was a devastating mistake from Baltimore. We will absolutely pinch hit Carrasco to try and keep this momentum up. Let's go with Lawson here, as he'll face Alexis Rivero. Lawson grounds out. Quinlan with a solo shot at 7, a 5-run inning thus far. Edwards with a 1-out double. Bloom walks. Marlon Pugh with a single. The runner's thrown out, though. 2 on, 2 outs for Archie May as we've gone through the order. He grounds out, but it is now 7-0 through 7 innings as we will look to bring on, I'm honestly not sure here. Let's go with Cervantes, and we'll see what he has to offer us. Let's try to save Velez, try to save even Garner, and try to see if Anaya, Cervantes, and Padilla can end this game. So Cervantes is up. He'll face Glenn Huff and walks him. Man, Huff is so good at getting on base. Franco into a double play. Lawrence Nomo flies out. Perfection from Cervantes. Bottom of the 8th, Vasquez against Wallace. Fly out. Lau with a 1-out single. He'll go for the steal. He gets caught, unfortunately. Shipman with a single. Cervantes, we will pinch hit for. Let's bring on Serrano, power hitter. Give him a chance. He singles. Well done. 2 on, 2 outs for Quinlan. He strikes out. And that brings us to the top of the 9th. We will go for Padilla. Let's see what he can do. Miserable through 2/3 innings of work. In his last appearance, faces Salazar, gets the ground out. Mitchell flies out. Schnell grounds out. And the Reds respond in a major way. A 7-0 victory in Game 2 off the back of a beautiful performance from Steve Carrasco and an offense that managed to wake up, get a little bit angry. Still, mission accomplished in that way for Baltimore to have taken a game on the road, but a huge statement for us there. Bobby Bloom was the only player out of the starting lineup that failed to register a hit in that game, which is crazy. But we get the job done. The series shifts to Baltimore for games 3, 4, and 5. And now the situation drastically changes because the DH is in effect. That is going to ultimately change how we approach this. It will be Pedro Rodriguez against Andreas Sanchez. And this is going to be very interesting to see who we go with because it could be Bryant K. Serrano has 2 hits and 4 at-bats, but Nicholas Lawson also has 2 hits and 4 at-bats. I feel like it's got to be Lawson because that way Bloom plays first and Pugh is at DH. So I feel like I'm going to bring in Lawson rather than Serrano. We will have Bloom at first, Pugh at DH, Vasquez at third. I think that's our best way to go. So as far as the lineup is concerned, I want the players who are heating up a little bit to be further up in the lineup, and I know this seems absolutely insane. Marlon's done really well to heat up here, though. Let's go with Marlon, May, Vasquez. I know it has Tom Lau leading off. Might not be the worst idea. I think I'm going to go Quinlan. Edwards has kind of been letting me down from that 2 spot a little bit. But I'm going to go with Edwards. Pugh, May, Vasquez, Lau, Bloom, Lawson, Shipman. I think I'm going to give that a chance. Well, to be honest, Lau should be probably a bit further up. It's just a matter of how far up. Although, underrated, Ramon Vasquez is a 90, by the way. I mean, really, it's just a matter of where the hell am I playing people here. I think we go Lawson, Shipman, Bloom, in terms of reverse order. And yeah, I think I'm gonna... I don't know, with that contact, man, Lau could be so dangerous in the 6th spot. It could also be so dangerous from the 2 spot, but Edwards is heating up a little bit. I just don't know whether or not to leave Edwards there, I gotta be honest. He's really good at getting on base, but still. I mean, this year, 266 average, 364 on base. Tom Lau. It's kind of a tough call. I feel like I'd rather have Lau slugging from the 6th spot than Edwards, though. So I feel like Edwards is better to put in the 2 spot right now. Because I don't think I can put Archie May and his potential power game in the 2 spot. Bottom line is, Edwards has to hit somewhere. I feel like this lineup might be the way. It's kind of weird to drop Bobby Bloom down to the 7th spot, but at the end of the day, throughout this entire lineup, they should be able to get the job done. Let's do it. Sanchez leading the way. Quinlan leads off. He strikes out. Edwards grounds out. Pugh flies out as well. 1-2-3 inning for Baltimore. Huff strikes out. Franco grounds out. Nomo with a strikeout. Well done. Well done by Rodriguez. Archie May with a leadoff single. Vasquez strikes out. Lau into a fielder's choice. Bloom. I'm going to steal here. He gets it. Bloom singles and the runner scores. Big call there to steal with Archie May. And it worked out, and Bobby Bloom, welcome to the World Series, buddy. The face of this franchise, our best player, gets the job done. Shipman flies out, but we do strike first. Salazar with a leadoff single. Mitchell flies out. Schnell, fielder's choice. And Pereira with a strikeout. Well done again by Rodriguez. Lawson with a leadoff double. Huge play there. Quinlan with a follow-up double, but oh my God, Lawson's thrown out. Needlessly reckless base running just cost us there. Edwards walks. Marlon Pugh with 2 on, 1 out, flies out. Archie May flies out as well. And much like in game 1, very eerily similar, we waste an early opportunity. Berger flies out. Medeiros reaches on an error. He's got a ton of speed. Huff singles. That's a lot of speed on the base paths for Franco, who singles home a run. We are tied. Nomo walks. Salazar, bases loaded, 1 out, strikes out. Mitchell, same situation, grounds out. And we are very lucky to have only given up a single run there. Well done by Pedro to get out of it. Vasquez flies out, Lau flies out, Bloom strikes out. And that continues to be the trend. If we waste a chance, they seem to strike back in the next half inning no matter what. Schnell leads off, he grounds out. Pereira strikes out. Berger lines out as well. Nothing doing there throughout the entirety of the 4th inning. So we go to the 5th. Shipman, Lawson with a single. Not the fastest, though. Quinlan strikes out. Edwards strikes out as well. Damn. Medeiros grounds out. Huff with a single. Franco with a double, and Baltimore takes the lead. Nomo into a double play on the follow-up. But again, Baltimore with the lead here somewhat early on. Marlin strikes out. May strikes out. Vasquez with a 2-out single. Tom Lau flies out. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Pedro is going to stay in for the moment. Ground out there for Salazar. Mitchell strikes out. Schnell also grounds out. Bobby leads off the top of the 7th, and the offense has to find a way to get going, as it'll be Rios brought back in. Bloom walks. Shipman, singles. Lawson, singles. Bases loaded. No outs for Joe Quinlan. If we do not take the lead here in this situation, we're going to lose this game. Quinlan, sac fly. Runner scores. We've tied the game. Edwards, walks. Marlon Pugh, bases loaded, 1 out. We have to deliver. And he walks home a run. God, keep pitching Rios, please. Archie May against Rivero. Damn it, I can't believe they went back to Rios. But finally, a poor rated bullpen option is terrible for a team. Bases loaded, 1 out for Archie May. Walks home another run. Same situation for Ramon Vasquez. And he lines out Tom Lau as we look to go through the order. 3 runs scored already in this half inning. It's now 4-2. Top of the 7, 2 outs, bases loaded for Tom Lau. And he strikes out. And if we lose this game, that is why. Rodriguez is done. I don't want to wait too long. We're going with Velez to get us to the 8th. See what he can do. Pereira strikes out. Berger strikes out. Medeiros flies out. God damn it, I love Chris Velez. Finally, I have a bullpen option I can trust. Bobby Bloom against Sam Wallace. He strikes out. Shipman strikes out. Lawson with a 2-out triple. Quinlan drives him home on the single. It's 5-2. Another chance here for Edwards. He strikes out, though. To the bottom of the 8th we go. I'm leaving Velez on. Huff lines out. Franco strikes out. Nomo grounds out. Chris Velez is amazing. Pugh in the top of the 9th walks. And we are absolutely going to pinch run for him. It's going to be Bryant K. Archie strikes out. Vasquez singles. 2 on, 1 out for Tom Lau. Into a fielder's choice, but it's runners at the corners with 2 outs. Bobby Bloom, make yourself a hero. Or ground out. To the bottom of the 9th we go. Velez, your job here is done. Will Vincent. Let's see what you got. We've already seen what a former closer of ours has been capable of. Let's see what the man who we chose over that option can do. Salazar, singles. Not great. Mitchell into a double play. Schnell, get us out of there. Game 3 to the Reds. Nicholas Lawson. What a choice that was to put him into the lineup. Oh my God. 4 for 4. 2 runs, a double, and a triple. 5-2 is your final off the back of a tremendous top of the 7th. Pedro Rodriguez with a great performance. Will Vincent gets his 5th save of this postseason, and let's hope Rios continues to appear. What an effort there. Again, no hits for Edwards, Pugh, unfortunately, or Tom Lau, but then you have someone like Lawson step up and get the job done. What an effort there. And for Rodriguez, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits allowed, the 1 earned run, but from there, Velez, good Lord, 2 innings of work, not a hit, not a walk, 3 strikeouts. Will Vincent allows the 1 hit, but shuts it down from there. Great pitching performance all around. And now game 4 is going to prove to be very, very interesting, because I am probably going to have to go with a pitcher that is underperformed in the postseason. It's either Jason Lord or it's Clyde Martin, and based off of the overalls, it has to be Clyde Martin who gets this opportunity, and we'll see what he can do. Lineup-wise, though, again, Bryant K will absolutely not be in. Nick Lawson tore it up last game. He will get the chance to deliver. And as far as the rest of the lineup is concerned, I'm genuinely not sure. Genuinely not sure what to do. Oh, man. So I think, I know Edwards is in good form, and then Lawson is as well. Marlon, I mean, he's got the star icon, but we know he's underperforming a bit. We know that he is. So when he hits the ball, it's great, but aside from that, it's a little bit rough. So I'm actually, again, going to go with Vasquez there. I'm going to put Shipman there, and we're going to have some power options at the bottom of the lineup. I know that sounds insane, but I'm so sick and tired, of course, of players underperforming that I just can't help it. I can't help but reward players who are performing at such a high level. It's a tough call, though, because Tom Lau did not have a very good start to the last game. But overall, he's been one of our best performers this postseason. So I gotta be honest here. I think I'm gonna try something different. And I think that I'm going to go with Edwards leading off, Lawson in the 2 spot, Quinlan and Lau 3 and 4. And then we'll go May, Vasquez, Shipman, Bloom, and Pugh. I want to reward those who are playing well, even if it's to my detriment. Let's do it. That's the thing, though. The amount of, the hitting ability that we have throughout the lineup, it doesn't matter where the hell someone's playing, or at least it shouldn't. Everybody's capable of getting it done. We'll see whether or not they do. Game 4. Game 4. Will we take a commanding 3-1 series lead, or will they battle back? Let's find out. Graham Edwards with a leadoff single. Beautiful. Lawson walks. Huge opportunity early here against Arias. Quinlan flies out. Lau flies out. May strikes out. Opportunity lost. I should have bunted the 2 over. Glenn Huff pops out. Franco strikes out. Nomo strikes out. Nothing doing there for the Orioles in the bottom of the first. Vasquez with a walk. Shipman lines out. Bloom strikes out. Pugh strikes out. Not exactly inspiring to start. Leadoff single for Salazar. Follow-up fly-out. Schnell with a single. Salazar to third. Pereira, as a steal attempt is denied. Pereira walks. Berger is caught. Another steal attempt goes wrong for Baltimore. They're trying to be too aggressive. Edwards flies out. Lawson strikes out. Quinlan flies out as Berger steps back up here in the top of the bottom of the third. First up, Medeiros with a 1-out double. Huff walks. Franco strikes out. Nomo flies out. Huge effort there for Clyde Martin. Tom Lau grounds out. Archie May strikes out. Vasquez grounds out. And right now we are really struggling. Salazar with a leadoff single. Mitchell strikes out. Schnell, the DH, flies out. Pereira strikes out. Clyde Martin, that is the pitcher that we know you can be. Shipman walks to start things off. Bloom with the 2-run shot. Bobby Bloom. 2-run shot. 2-0 Cincinnati. Marlon Pugh grounds out. Edwards flies out. Lawson grounds out, but the damage is done. Berger grounds out. Medeiros flies out. Huff strikes out. Not sure how much longer Martin's going to be able to go for. He doesn't have the most energy, of course, or the most stamina. Quinlan grounds out. Lau strikes out. Archie May with a 2-out double. Vasquez cannot drive him home. Martin, you've done well to get us to this point. It's such a risk, because if I wait too long, the damage could be done. But he's doing so well. Clyde, you're done. I have to. I can't risk it. We're going to see how long Chris Velez can carry us for. Starts off against Franco. He grounds out. Nomo strikes out. Salazar pops out. Chris Velez, ladies and gentlemen. Shipman against Arias. If they keep him in, they do not. They bring on Alexis Rivero. Not the reliever that I was hoping to see. Shipman walks. Bloom strikes out. Pugh with a double, but Shipman got aggressive. Pugh on second, 2 outs for Graham Edwards. He grounds out. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Mitchell with a fly out. Schnell with a ground out. Pereira grounds out. Oh my God. What a pitcher. Lawson leads off the top of the 8th against Rios. Singles. I gotta be aggressive. I know Lawson's been great. I have to be aggressive. Let's bring on K. Quinlan pops out. Go for it. Gets it. Lau strikes out. May walks. 2 on, 2 outs for Vasquez against Sam Wallace. He flies out. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Velez stays on to face Berger, who gets a leadoff double. Medeiros singles. It's a 1-run game. Glenn Huff singles. That's it for Velez. And we're going to Garner. No, we're not. We're going to Will Vincent right now. Franco, double play. Medeiros on third, 2 outs. Lawrence Nomo, who has really underperformed in the series, walks. Salazar against, oh wow, Nomo's out. Hedrick brought on Salazar. Pops out Will Vincent. Yes. Top of the 9th. Shipman. Singles. Is it worth pinch running for him? Probably. Cabrera has a little bit more speed. Bloom into a double play. I knew that was coming. Pugh doubles. Edwards flies out. Substitution there for Cabrera. We'll bring on Salinas. Will Vincent, 3 outs away from giving us a 3-1 series lead. Mitchell flies out. Schnell singles. Pereira strikes out. Berger can either win the game or it's over. He singles. Winning runs on first. Medeiros is out. And the Reds have rebounded from a 3. Oh, not even from a 3. The Reds have rebounded from a 1-0 deficit to win 3 straight. We are 1 win away from winning the whole damn thing. Clyde Martin, player of the game. Will Vincent gets his 6th save of the postseason. We are 1 win away. Horrible game for Quinlan. Horrible game for Lau. Horrible game for Vasquez. But we get it done in the end. And again, what an effort from Velez. Gives up a run, but still tremendous. What an effort from Will Vincent. Game 5 represents our first of potentially 3 opportunities to end this series. Can we win the whole damn thing? Can we end this series on a high note? It's going to be Jason Lord, I think. It's a tough call here, to be honest. I can start Dye and then have Carrasco and Rodriguez for 6 and 7. I gotta go for Joseph Dye. He needs his chance at revenge. He'll be facing Valdez. As far as the lineup is concerned, it is still going to be Nicholas Lawson who gets into the lineup, no questions asked. The lineup itself, though, is an interesting one, where I think, again, I'm going to switch everything around and put us into the most ideal setup we could have. So we're going to go Quinlan and Lawson, I believe. Let's go Quinlan, Edwards, Bloom, Pugh, May, Vasquez, probably Lawson and Lau. I mean, think about that though. Lawson, Lau, and Shipman. That's a hell of a 7-8-9. Let's do it. Let's do it. Is this the game? Is this the game? Come on. Quinlan against Valdez. He grounds out. Edwards strikes out. Again, you can see Valdez's numbers, by the way. This is a tough ask here. Bloom flies out. Nothing doing through the first inning. Huff walks. Franco into a fielder's choice. Nomo walks. Salazar lines out. Huge moment here. Mitchell flies out, and Dye is out of the situation. Pugh flies out. May strikes out. Vasquez grounds out. We're going to have a lot of trouble scoring runs here. Schnell with a fly out. Pereira grounds out. Berger reaches on an error. Medeiros on a single. Huff grounds out. Scoreless through 2. Nicholas Lawson walks. Lau singles. Shipman, let's bunt him over. Quinlan, go for it. Sack fly. We're on the board. 1-0 Cincinnati. Edwards with Lau at second. Lines out. But we have that opening run to this game. Franco strikes out. Nomo singles. He's, again, struggled this entire postseason. Salazar into a double play. 1-0 through 3 innings. Bloom walks. Pugh into a double play. Archie May flies out. Nothing doing there in the top of the 4th. Mitchell grounds out. Schnell grounds out. Pereira pops out. To the 5th we go. Vasquez strikes out. Lawson grounds out. Lau flies out. Bottom of the 5th. Berger grounds out. Medeiros walks. Huff, fielder's choice. Franco strikes out. Top of the 6th, still 1-0. Only 3 hits in this game combined. Shipman strikes out. Quinlan flies out. Edwards with a walk. We'll go for it, and he doesn't get it, unfortunately. Nomo leads off the bottom of the 6th with a ground out. Salazar grounds out. Mitchell flies out. To the top of the 7th we go. Still a 1-run ball game. Bloom, singles. Pugh, singles. Bloom to 3rd. Archie May. God, did we say? Just go for it, Archie. Against Rivero. Oh my God, they took out their starting pitcher. I can't believe that. I know he's in trouble, but I can't believe that. He's held us to just 3 hits. Rivero gets May to go into a double play. Vasquez, and that is a huge waste. I knew I should have hit sac fly. Huge wasted opportunity there. As is tradition, will the Orioles respond? Schnell walks. Pereira walks. Joseph Dye's day is done. The only issue is we might have waited too long. Velez is tired. Norman, we need you. Berger pops out. Medeiros into a double play. Norman Garner. To the 8th we go. Lawson against Rios. Grounds out. Lau flies out. Shipman walks. Quinlan pops out. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Garner still on. Huff walks as he normally does. Franco into a double play. Nomo singles. Salazar. I don't even know what the hell happened. Salazar doubles. Calvin Mitchell. 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. He walks. Oh my God. Oh my God. Can Norman Garner get us out of this situation? A chance to win it all here, right now, today. Can Norman Garner get us out of this mess and send us to the 9th inning, still up by 1? Or will the pressure suddenly be on in the top of the 9th? I am scared to find out, but we are about to. Nick Schnell is up, facing the lefty, Norman Garner. And I'm trying to decide if I want to bring in a different pitcher, to be honest. I don't believe that I do. Not even just for the whole lefty-righty dynamic. Norman, you got this. I believe in you. This is such a big moment. I have all the belief in the world in you. Garner deals. Strike 1. Swing and a miss on the slider. Come on, Norman. You got this. You've been one of the most inconsistent players. This is your time to shine. Do it for us, Norman. Come on. The pitch. Another swing and a miss on a slider. Back-to-back sliders to start off this at-bat. The 0-2. Pitch 22 of Norman Garner. The biggest of his career. Can he get it? Garner. And it's another slider. This one low to the outside. What a situation this is. Garner. Garner. Come on. Here's the pitch. In the dirt again. Schnell not chasing. We're back to a 2-2 count. Oh my God. We need this so badly. We need this so badly. Garner. The pitch. Strikes him out, and we go to the 9th. Still up by 1. Norman Garner. A gargantuan effort to get us out of that situation. We go to the 9th, still up by 1. Don't forget that name. Don't forget that face. Norman Garner. An absolutely heroic effort. To the 9th inning we go. In the World Series, Brian Kimbrell brought on. They have a new catcher, and Graham Edwards kicks things off. I'm so tempted to just watch all of it, but, you know, it's not going to be as dramatic. Do I not have a quick manage option? Fast forward. Okay. Edwards pops out. I'm going to stop. I'm going to pause. Why do I not have quick manage? It's really weird. We'll stick with fast forward. That's fine. Bobby Bloom. Doubles. Marlon Pugh. Singles. Runners at the corners. 1 out for Archie May. Marlon Pugh steals second. I should have gone with a pinch runner. Oh my God. I'm so tempted to go with pinch runners. Archie, just get it done. Walks. Ramon Vasquez. Bases loaded. 1 out. I hate watching at bats because I feel like they always go poorly. But I'm gonna watch it. Oh, that's why, because I'm still in the middle. I thought I reselected to the Reds. That's super weird. Maybe it just didn't go through? That would explain it, I guess. Let's do it. Ramon Vasquez. What do you have for us? Takes a first pitch fastball inside corner. Come on, Ramon. Make yourself a hero. Make yourself a hero. 1 run. A little bit of insurance for Will Vincent. 12-6 curve just misses. I can't believe we are this close. Here's the pitch from Kimball. Vasquez swinging a miss on the 12-6. Huge opportunity, could potentially go to waste. It's not as if these opportunities go to waste normally when we hit the button, right? Kimball, a little bit of contact. Vasquez fouls it off. The 2032 World Series. Come on, Vasquez, I believe in you. You got this. The pitch from Kimball. Vasquez fouls it down the left field line. Come on, Ramon. You got this. You got this. I believe in you. You fought so hard to make it into this lineup. Vasquez. Here's the pitch from Kimball. Fouls it off again. What a war this is. Vasquez, you can just tell, desperate to get something going here. Come on, Ramon. Come on. Here's the pitch. Vasquez hits it into left field. There is the insurance. Only 1 run will score. But it's 2-0 Cincinnati. Ramon Vasquez. You celebrate, young man. You celebrate. What a clutch hit there on a war of an at-bat. And the insurance run is in. That brings up Nick Lawson, who has thrived after being given the opportunity to get into the lineup thanks to the DL, or to the DH rule, of course, in the AL. Lawson is up. Bases loaded. 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Vasquez delivers the insurance run. What can Lawson do? He can swing and a miss on a changeup on that first pitch. You have no idea how happy I am. I thought we were going to lose. We lost game 1. I got so nervous. We still could lose this. There was a chance. If we blow this, game 6, I can see us getting blown out. Lawson hits it up the middle. It gets through. The runner will score. Now the runner's coming home. It is 4-0 Cincinnati. Nick Lawson. World Series MVP Nick Lawson. Sounds pretty good to me. What do you guys think? He gets into the lineup for games 3, 4, and 5. He has clutch RBIs, a double, a triple. Unbelievable. It's 4-0. It's Tom Lau up. He takes a fastball in the inside corner. 1 for 3 in tonight's game. Again, we've talked about Tom Lau. We never should have had him, but thank God we picked him. Oh, man. 2 on, 1 out here in the top of the 9th. It's now a 4-0 lead. Swing from Lau. He drives it into center field. Runners moving up. It is 5-0 Cincinnati. We talked about this lineup being so talented all throughout the order. Tom Lau drives home another run. Kimball getting lit up. I cannot believe this is happening. I cannot believe this is happening. Jeffrey Springs is brought on. Only has 3 innings of work this postseason. Absolutely unbelievable. Barring a major collapse, we are finally going to hit our true potential. Shipman is up. So many years of disappointment. So many years of underperforming. Players disappointing in the playoffs. The Bobby Blooms of the world just not getting it done. But we have finally arrived. We are about to win our first World Series title. The first World Series title for the Reds since 1990. They're 6th in league history. If you're a Reds fan out there, I don't know. Maybe you won't have to wait until 2032 to see it happen. Shipman holds off on the curve. 2-0 counts. Oh my God, we're finally getting it done. Draft to Glory works in MLB. Quinlan's on deck. Shipman isn't swinging at anything. Who would have thought Henry Shipman was going to be the catcher for us? We had other players where we're like, yeah, this guy, wow, Shipman draws the walk on 4 straight pitches. We had so many other moments, so many other players on this team where we thought, okay, this will be the catcher that takes over. You look at guys like Martin Abreu, it's like, yeah, for sure they're going to take over. They never did. They could never top what Henry Shipman could provide. And here comes Joe Quinlan, one of the faces of the franchise, and a franchise full of notable faces. Bases loaded with 1 out. Unbelievable scenes here, as we are going to win 4 straight games to win the whole damn thing. High fastball hits the zone. Whew. 4-run inning, and we're not done yet. Can Joe Quinlan put the ultimate seal on this game? Holds off on that fastball. We'll have a 1-1 count. Absolutely unbelievable that this team finally gets it done. Here's the 1-1. Curveball on the outside corner, misses terribly. There's so many stories. There's so many notable parts of this series to me. As Quinlan swings and misses on the 2-seam. 2-all. Again, we talked about it in the last episode, all the names and faces that have come and gone from this team. You know, the Steven Ryders, the Glenn Huffs, the Bruce Boyles, who we've only seen once in the series. Quinlan! Down the left field line! Is it gonna drop? Just foul! Oh my God! Oh, it's a 2-2 again. Quinlan's so close. And then swings and misses on the follow-up curveball. Springs strikes him out. 2 outs in the top of the 9th. So very close for Quinlan. Swings and misses on that curve. Who is up? I actually don't know who the hell this is because it keeps skipping. Oh yeah, it's Edwards. So I have it set to skip most of the production stuff. Takes the first pitch curveball. I don't care if this is all irrelevant at this point. We're watching it, man. We're watching it. We're watching the game from here on out. You know the result. You know the result. You can check the video time. Unless there's 15 minutes left in the video, guys. We've done it. We've finally done it. Edwards fouls one off down the left field line. A quick 0-2 count on just 2 pitches. Still, with the bases loaded, Vasquez, wow, my God. I cannot believe this. Edwards fouls another one off behind home. Still an 0-2. So many changes. You look at the drafting and how we've routinely done fairly well. Edwards down the left field line again. I mean, we've had some hit or miss drafts, but for the most part, we hit on a lot of picks. And then you look at the Rule 5 and picking up someone like Marlon Pugh, as Edwards finally holds off on a pitch. You think about what Marlon Pugh brought to this team, an MVP caliber season this year where it looked like, yeah, he's an A potential guy, we'll take him, but he probably won't develop, and he turns into an MVP. That is what Draft to Glory in this series was about. As Edwards strikes out, Springs gets out of it, but that is what this series was about. Could we work our magic not only through the draft, in the entry draft, the amateur draft, but could we work our magic? Could we work our magic in the Rule 5? An experience, an option, as we bring on Jorge Cervantes, which, you know what, I'm fine with. Vincent doesn't need the pitch. I'm cool with that. Cervantes will face Everson Pereira. But just, could we work that magic in the Rule 5? Again, something else. A different experience that we just simply weren't going to get in a different game. And it worked out so magically. Cervantes against Pereira. First pitch strike. Fastball towards the knees. I cannot believe that this finally happened. And I'm so, again, if it wasn't viewed as a good time to end the series before, I think it is now. And I gotta be honest, I'm so glad we won because I don't know if I would have been able to step away if we lost. It still would have been the first time to do it. It would have been probably the best time to do it. but it would have been so difficult to step away. We don't have to worry about that now. Oh, man. Oh, man, it's crazy. And it's the thing, though. Again, there's never a good time to end it, because now the question is, well, shit, what would happen next year? Would this team be right back here next year? Big swing and a miss brings the count to 2-2. Oh, man. That's the, again, we have to step away here, because it's never a great time to do it, as we've said. But this is the right time. We ended on a win. Cervantes, it's fouled down the left or right field line, I should say. Pereira putting up a fight. Holy hell. The pitch fouled off. Man. Man. Unbelievable. I'm just so happy that we've done this. I mean, a lot of people are like, hey, you've had some series end with a title. Cervantes gets him looking. You've had series end with a title before, and that's because it makes sense. That's why. It's like, oh, okay, we're competitive. Well, if we win here, we should probably call it. And then we do. It's just, again, you know, you can kind of see that attitude of, oh yeah, this there's a good chance of this being our year unless our team completely shits the bed, so maybe we'll look to call it here. And then thankfully, they haven't shit the bed. 1 out. Berger has had a fairly terrible postseason. I can only imagine, too, who's going to get named postseason and World Series MVP. I feel like Lawson nearly has a lock. As Berger hits it up behind first. Caught by Bloom. These Cincinnati Reds are 1 out away from winning their first World Series in far too long. 42 years. 42 years. Absolutely insane. Here we go. Can Cervantes end it? He had a pretty good season. Don't know if I'll call it great, just because I can't exactly recall the stats. It's been a bit shaky this postseason as Medeiros takes that first pitch. Fastball pretty much in the heart of the zone. Cervantes, the 0-1. Swing and a miss on the changeup. Here it is. 1 strike away from winning the World Series. Cervantes gets him on 3 pitches. The Cincinnati Reds have done it. After all of this time, all of these years, these moments of underperforming players, and finally, we find the right combination and get the job done. We drop game 1 at home and win 4 straight to win the whole damn thing, and you love to see it. We have waited so long for this little graphic right here. And I gotta be honest, I've said this before, I think the show's championship celebration's lacking a little bit. But this is, it doesn't matter. It's still so sweet to have seen this team finally get it done. All the big names and faces that I thought we were gonna go the entirety of this series without seeing win. And they finally get it done. Mission accomplished. The 2032 World Champions. Quinlan, Bloom, Pugh, May, Edwards, Carrasco. You think Will Vincent has finally won a goddamn trophy. I can't help but think there will be a follow-up episode where I sim a little bit ahead to see, you know, if our players have made the Hall of Fame. I'll try to keep as many of them as I can. But still, just unbelievable. Joseph Dye, 6 innings of work, only 2 hits allowed. Marlon Pugh lost him with 2 RBIs. He has to be the MVP. He absolutely has to be. What a run. What a ride. Not exactly dramatic to have won it 5-0 to seal the deal, but there it is. There it is. Place your bets on who you think has won. But after a 111-win season, we finally accomplished our goal. 4 straight playoff appearances. And we finally get it done. We finally get it done. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous to have finally accomplished our goal. Joseph Dye could have very well won postseason MVP, though. 3-1 record, a 1.67 ERA through 27 innings of work. Carrasco was 2-0, 21 innings worth of work, a 2.57. Pedro fucking Rodriguez. My God. A great season as a rookie, and look at those numbers. Tremendous. Jason Lord, not so much, but Clyde Martin redeemed himself in his second start to get the win. Richie Burnett, the numbers aren't amazing, but his second performance was phenomenal. Chris Velez could be named World Series MVP, and I could not complain. What an effort from the 26-year-old. Absolutely phenomenal. And of course, we relied on him time and time again. Norman Garner did tremendously well down the stretch when we needed him to, and there was a time where I was thinking, maybe this isn't going to work out with Norman Garner. He turned the page, had his best season yet, in my opinion, and gets it done. Anaya was not often used. Cervantes turned it around, though. Padilla was rough, and then Will Vincent, again, 32 years old at this point, 54 save season, 6 saves in the playoffs. Crazy. And again, you think of the talent that is in the minors right now. Valencia, Rosas, Stapleton might be good to go soon. Malgrat's there, but he's just kind of there. There is some ungodly talent still coming up through the pipeline, and you can only, ponder how well they're going to do. Lineup-wise, Joe Quinlan, a great season, but again, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs, a 3.27 average in the playoffs. Edwards hit 278, only 1 RBI, though. That was the rough moment for him. Bobby Bloom turned it around towards the end, finished with a 241 average. And again, Joe Quinlan's 25 at this point. He's still got a long way to go. Even though, he's closing in on 900 hits, which is tremendous. A 285 career average. Graham Edwards, has almost 1,700 hits. Jesus, 250 career average for him. And then Bobby Bloom, now 29 years old, the face of the franchise, no doubt about it. The Dutch destroyer, Bobby Bloom. Almost 2,000 career hits, over 300 home runs. 298 average. You can't tell me he's not on pace to be a Hall of Famer. And then Marlon Pugh. 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, a 244 average. He and Bloom really turned it around towards the end. The 31-year-old Rule 5 pickup, the MVP winner. Insane what he has done over the past 3 seasons. Absolutely insane. Archie May as well, robbed of an MVP in the past. 231 average, 4 home runs, 11 RBIs. The 27-year-old still has a long way to go in his career. No doubt about it. 295 career average. This was just his 4th season, though. Ramon Vasquez as well, 28 years old. Took him a while to get there like we knew it would, but a monster season. Monster season for us, and that continued fairly well in the playoffs. Henry Shipman, we talked about it. No one was ever able to replace Henry Shipman. And how could they? Over 1,000 career hits at this point. 274 career average. And still just 29 years old. Tom Lau may have secured postseason MVP. I'm not entirely sure, but he's just 23 years old. This was just his 2nd full season with the club. Again, a 345 average in the playoffs. Bryant Kay didn't do much. The 26-year-old, though, still a great player to have. Antonio Serrano was a Rule 5 pickup not all that long ago, kind of in line with what we got out of Pew. Tino Salinas was our Rule 5 pickup this year as a backup catcher. Alexis Cabrera is just 25 years old. And then Nick Lawson may have won World Series MVP with that 571 average. Insane. Still just 24 years old. What this roster still has to offer, and again, if you look at the potentials, again, Rosas isn't yet there. Henry Lewis would absolutely need to be in the majors next year, just 21 years old. You have Eric Valencia, Jose Cardenas, Frank Poirier, who might not make it in fairness. Dennis Ross might have a rough road, but that's the point. we have some top-notch talent still to come, some pretty good talent still making their way up through the system, and a lot of our core still has a few good years left. Postseason MVP is Joe Quinlan, and Nick Lawson, World Series MVP. You'll love to see it. Amazing. Quinlan, 353 average throughout the entire postseason. And then in the World Series, it's Nick Lawson. Of course, this year we saw Bobby Bloom. Back-to-back MVPs. As amazing as that is. Bloom won the batting title. Rodriguez was Rookie of the Year, rightfully so. It was the perfect season. The best season we could have ever hoped to have ended things on. As our hitting coach, his contract is up, which is fine. Retired players, Baldonado calls it, but he isn't a long-term guy. So again, we haven't lost anybody. Bryce Harper calls it a career. He's a Hall of Famer, as is Albert Almora Jr. Crazy. Quentin Richie, the manager that finally got us there. Quinlan, Pugh, and Gardner's contracts are all up. It was our last year to win. Because if we were to continue this, and again, I think I might on a stream. I know I say that often, but I really think I might because of MLB's feature of showing a Hall of Famer. This team's going to have to change quite a bit. This was probably Marlon Pugh's last year here at his age. So thank God we won before the team collapsed. Guys, we are done here at the very least for now. I thank you for supporting the series. For those of you that have stuck with it, thank you so much. And with MLB The Show 19 on the horizon, I'll be talking to you guys again very, very soon. Until then, have a good one. Take it easy. And never forget, Cincinnati Reds have won a World Series. For the first time in 42 years.